Poor Malaguti, man. But it's time, boys. We're continuing the Malaguti build, and we got our engine cases. If you haven't yet, make sure you guys watch the other video where we split the cases, we threw the bearings in if you're trying to follow along with this build. We got the cases apart, we got the fresh Polini Evolution bearings in there, and we got it all cleaned up, split up. She's pretty. Basically, we're ready to throw the crank in. Malossi crank, baby. Had her in the freezer. Malossi Full Circle crank right here for the horizontal Minarelli build. Without further ado, let's just get straight into it, baby.
Nice.
Now I'm gonna run Honda Bond around the inner seal right here, and then we'll throw, right here, and then we're gonna throw them together, boys. We got ourselves a nice, happy Malossi Full Circle crank chilling in here. So everything's sealed up, cases are together. Next thing we gotta do is our crank seals. So got some Polini crank seals to go along with our Polini bearings. Purdy. These are easy to put in. It's easy to tell. This has a little flat lip, which you're just gonna go all the way down on until the lip obviously hits. I'm going to take some oil and crank seal sitting in there all pretty and happy. Polini crank seals in there. Well, on that side. We're about to do the other side right now. Got all our case bolts in there too. So let's flip it around. From your variator side, you're going to have this like spacer bushing, I guess, if you will. And it's going to fit perfectly in your seal. That way you don't fold this lip or push this spring outwards, because that's exactly what you don't want to do, is make this lip on the inside kind of like when you go to slide it down the crank, roll on itself, and then this spring will roll off. There's a little spring in there that goes around it. So if you're trying to slide it on, you know what the business is.
Alright.
You're trying to slide it on, and this little blue lip tucks underneath, that spring's going to roll off and you're not going to have a fun day. So this is a great trick at saving yourself a lot of headache. Oil up that seal. Maybe some oil on the outside too. So now we got this little spacer on there already. Looks good, spring's still in there. Lip that you have to get it over, so that's exactly where you don't want it to fold. Now it's going to sit flush with that other lip, and you're going to be able to just slide it right off this one onto the other one without having to worry. Went ahead and threw the starter back in. I wasn't going to run it, but I decided to anyways. Threw all the starter gear stuff back in. Don't have rollers in here yet. Just going to set all this in here right now so I don't lose anything, which I already did, I think. Got the Ducati Stator turbulator. I'm about to bolt this bad boy back on and then throw on my flywheel, throw on my cooling shroud, and pretty much get this side buttoned up. I threw all the CVT stuff together just temporarily, just so I don't lose anything. And then pretty much, actually, yeah, I'll put this on. I would wait until I do my leak down test to put this on, but like I said, I don't want to lose any of my parts. I might as well throw this on now, and then we'll still leak test it once everything's here and the bore's here. Put our little flywheel key on. I love it now that it's daytime, way longer. Daylight savings time sucks, but at least the sun's out and not dark when I get home. We got two horizontal Minarellis right here. I actually forgot I had this one on the shelf, so I brought it out kind of just to compare the two, because this is from the Malaguti, so it's a Euro spec model, whereas this is the standard bug-eye one. Looking straight at it, I wish I had the gear cover off so I can really tell, because the gear cover kind of looks a little bit different in that area, but all the casting itself is totally different. This looks like an AF16 with how many hexes it has, and then this whole rear area is totally different. Like, look how big this lip is, has this huge flat spot, like all this. This one's so much more sleek looking. Look, this looks more like an AF16. It's kind of interesting. And then, I don't want to pull this reed off. I guess I could. Intake pretty much looks exactly the same. On here, it's nothing, it's smooth walls. Here, we have a little dimple on this one right there. Just a little dead end dimple. What the advantage of that would be. And then the cooling shroud. This one's a 1-hole, this one's a 2-hole. That's literally like the only things I can really find difference wise. Yeah, everything else looks identical. I just thought it'd be interesting to pull them side by side. But definitely on this side of the case, looks a lot different. And then of course, on the Malaguti version, we got Ducati flywheel and Stator and all that fun stuff. So, well, one of my new tires showed up today for the Malaguti. I went with these Pirelli tires trying to find a speed rating of at least P, which these ones are, which is like 93 miles per hour, I think, for a speed rating. Because this is a bigger tire and a bigger bike, so like, gets a little sketchy when you're running cheap Chinese tires on a bike that's, you know, like this. So like these Michelin S1 tires that I got on this Elite right here are technically only rated for 62 miles per hour, which is speed rating J. The ones I got on my GP1 are also speed rating P, which is 93 miles per hour, which are these ones. So especially with the bigger tire, something like this that has a lot more sidewall, it's getting a lot more force to it too. And when that thing explodes, it's not gonna be a fun day. But these were only rated speed rating of J. Right here, it's typically always after the measurement of your tire. This letter right here, J, 62 miles per hour. Like I said, P over here is rated for 93 miles per hour. A better tire, obviously, these Pirellis, and they look pretty cool, these Rosso scooter tires. I've noticed that this size is harder to get. So the original tires I wanted were Michelin power tires. They were out of stock everywhere I tried to order. So I even tried to order directly from Michelin. They sent me a confirmation, they took my money, and then they canceled it saying it was on back order like a month later. So both these tires have really bad dry rot in them around the whole rim area, which is very scary. As you can see, it's getting really dry rotted around that whole rim area, very close to the rim, which is where all the force is. This is a pre-warning for all those guys. You guys need to check your tires. Tires are no joke, man. When a tire explodes, it's not going to be a good day for anybody. Anybody around you or anybody next to you, especially if you're riding. Look at that. Look at that dry rot all the way around, bro. That tire could separate. Imagine that tire separating on you at 80 miles per hour and you're just riding on a rim, especially your front tire. Anyways, not only were they dry rotted, but I also had a nail in my tire, which I noticed on the day we pulled this thing out to go testing. So this thing was letting air out. Look at that. We'll let it do its job and let all that air out. We're gonna pull this tire off right now. The hardest part is popping off the bead. Typically, you get to run it over with the car to get these beads off, especially ones that are this stiff of sidewalls. Thing barely fucking started. Go slow. Yeah, go. Okay, slow. Turn towards the curb a tiny bit. There you go. A little more. Keep going towards the curb. Okay, pull forward. Oh my. Go back. Dude, it didn't even pop the bead. Still. Go. Okay, there goes the bead. Hell yeah! Hold on. We gotta do the other side now. Go forward slow. Damn, shotties. You ever heard of slow before? There you go. Wait, this side didn't go. There it goes. Yeah, we're good. Back up.
Slower.
Yeah. Okay, you're good. Keep going back. That's good. Hell yeah. There we go. That's how it's done. A little soapy water. Wow. Bigger tires are so much easier, actually. Easy work. Bing. Done this like 10 times on the channel while changing something on the front end of a scooter. But this by far has to be the best one yet because the motor in the back end is not in this scooter right now. So typically I can lift it and put all the weight on the back wheel and lift up the front. But this one is completely floating in the air right now because I have nothing in the back. So it's even better. Look at this. The thing's just swinging. To drop this front wheel off right now and put the new tire on the front one and throw it back together. I also have to do the same thing next with the GP1 because I got another wheel for my GP1 right here with a brand new tire for it. Haven't put it on yet. That is gnarly. Now it's floating. Just like that, we got the new Pirelli on the front tire as well. Front and rear tire. Can't put the rear tire on, so I put the motor in obviously. But gonna go ahead and put the front tire on now. Get this thing off out of the air and see some fresh rubber on the Johnny. Next bike on the swing is the GP1. Like I said, I have a whole actually other front wheel right here because I had that parched GP1 if you remember. Got the new tire on the GP1 up front. This thing's so meaty. Look how close it is to the fender. So this is a lot bigger tire on the front of this. I didn't even realize when I bought it. I kind of wish now that I got a fatter one on the front of the Malaguti. But I only went with what the stock tire size was. And this one up front was like a 120/70. And then the rear is a 130/70. I kind of wish I went 130 now up here. Just look at that wheel gap. But it looks insane on the GP1 how close it is. It's gnarly. That's gonna do it for the Malaguti for now. Everything's on hold right now. I'm still waiting on my parts that are on back order. I actually didn't even plan on posting a Malaguti video until my other parts came in. But after editing this footage, I realized I had enough footage for a whole another video of just kind of what I've been doing to the Malaguti in the meantime. So that's pretty much gonna do it for now. Hopefully in the next video, well actually guaranteed in the next video because I'm not gonna post the Malaguti again because there's nothing to do until we get the cylinder. We're gonna do a leak down test on the engine, throw the engine in, throw the new pipe on. I'm still waiting on like an intake. Pretty much everything I ordered is on back order right now. It's kind of annoying because it's been like 3 weeks right now. That's gonna do it for this video, boys. Make sure you guys leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.